I had a 29 Chevrolet Cabriolet with a normal seat, and I had a ball. I had a visor on the front. I had U.S. Marines or U.S. Navy. I wanted to go in one or the other. So when I got out of high school, graduated in 42, I went over to September and went over to the Marine Corps, and they turned me down because I had one too many teeth pulled. Unbelievable. And I was in good shape because I played football. So I went to the Navy, told me the same thing. Well, I cried all the way home, and I'll tell you, I was really, I couldn't figure it out. Because at home, we were supported at home. My dad, if you get a tooth or anything, my dad take hardware to pull your tooth out. Anyway, I went to the Airborne, then to sign up to enlist in the Airborne. I told the guy all of this, and they passed me. Then I told the guy all about this. He said, well, can you eat steak? And I said, sure can. I still can because I still got them. They're not very pretty, but I still have them. Anyway, that was quite an experience. We, well, in 42, we started our basic, and went to Benning, and then we went to Camp McCall. So we didn't leave. We left for Europe on December the 23rd, 1943. So we trained up until 42. November 42, we trained up to December 43. Remember this stuff just like we did yesterday. And boy, there's no training like paratroop training, because just like when we went into Normandy, when Ridgeway there, and Yevon was talking to us, they told us that our casualty rate would be 85%. So we lived day by day, you know, knowing we knew that it was going to be very difficult to get out of there. This is an officer shot in Normandy. And we took out his wallet, showed the pictures of his two children. You know, here we are, never knowing one another. If we'd known one another, like in this normal life, we'd probably be friends. But you wind up shooting a guy. Now, these are just some of the pieces of equipment that I had. That rope that you see here is if you landed in a big tree, that rope, we could tie it to get down out of the tree, but I never had to use it. Although in Normandy, I landed in a tree, and but I was 8 to 10 feet above the ground, and I couldn't get unhooked. So I cut my suspension line, dropped to the ground, run over to a hedgerow. And this is the jacket I wore, my combat jacket. Old jump boots. This is a light that goes on the equipment bundle when it fastened underneath the plane. When we dropped that. When it hit the ground, the light would alternate flashing back and forth so you could find the bundle at night. That's a set of radios. We had two Indians in our group, Cornbread and Bean Blossom, and we put them on point or out observation. They talked their Indian language. The Germans couldn't read it. They weren't code breakers as they were known. They were just two guys we had in our unit that we'd put them out on, and they could talk over those radios. See, this is the Jewish family. 5 of them is hiding in this attic up in the top. The family of Janssens was in the house below, and unbeknownst, we didn't know they were in there, but they hid in there for 25 months without leaving that building. They lived on turnips and potatoes that these people would give to them because they had a little farm in behind them, and they couldn't go to buy a lot of groceries because the Germans get suspicious. They hid in there for 25 months. Well, my patrol, which is this supposed to be my patrol of my 82nd, was going. This German tank we knocked out had just shot through that door. You can see the place there by the door, went right through the building and out the back. And then one of the guys that had got seriously wounded, we were at the door trying to get a blanket for him, but he died there on the stretcher. But this is my platoon. We went through and we fought through there and drove the Germans out, and we liberated that family after 25 months hiding in that attic. When I was in Holland, I had a split trench up on the hill, and Jackie Melly was a good friend of mine, and some 88 rounds artillery came in, and he ran and jumped in my slit trench. I jumped in on top of him, and when that thing exploded, it killed him underneath me. Columbus Clippers invited us 12 of us old veterans over to the to the ballpark. Took my grandson down to the dugout, and the Clippers all signed a baseball for it. We had a great night, and they won the game. But when they introduced the veterans, there's 12 of us, and we walked out to the third baseline. That place was absolutely packed with people, and they gave us a standing ovation.
You deserve it.
Unbelievable. I grew up at a little old farm. We never had anything. It was a rough life. And for this now, getting in my fall of my years now, and all this stuff means a lot. It means a lot to you to know people still thinking about those things that happened over 70 years ago.